Michael Vaughan continues. The search for Michael Vaughan continues. Michael went missing from his neighborhood in Fruitland in July of 2021. He was just 5 years old at the time. Law enforcement has spent the last year and a half investigating. But the Fruitland police chief says a credible tip led investigators to a home near Michael's neighborhood this weekend.
Crews are back out in Fruitland today searching for Michael Vaughan. Police believe his remains are in the backyard of a Fruitland home, and today is the 6th day crews are excavating the yard. Crews could be at the house on Red Wing Street for another week. This house is just 4 minutes from the Vaughn's home.
As you know, from the time Michael went missing, this has been an all-hands-on-deck investigation, and it remains very active and an ongoing investigation. You can't take one of our most precious citizens from us and ever expect us to stop. During the course of this investigation to date, we received credible information that the remains of Michael Vaughan could be found in the backyard at 1102 Red Wing Street in Fruitland. As a result, the Fruitland Police Department obtained a search warrant for the residence along with the front and backyards. That search warrant was served on November 11th. It was a Friday. We served that late in the evening. Upon entry, officers encountered Stacey Wondra, one of the known occupants of the home, and Sarah was subsequently arrested based on probable cause that she had knowledge of Michael's death and failed to report that death to law enforcement. The following day, the Fruitland Police Department, joined by the Idaho State Police, the Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue, the Fruitland Fire Department, and the Fruitland Public Works Department, began a very methodical excavation of the backyard of the Wondras' home. During that excavation process, the Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue, Mountain States detection dogs deployed multiple certified human remains detection dogs on the property, all of them alerting to the presence of human remains. Ground penetrating radar was also used and deployed, detecting anomalies in the backyard. We completed the excavation of the entire backyard and removed over 250 yards of dirt. Prior to backfilling the yard, the dirt was meticulously sifted for any potential human remains. We did not find Michael's remains. Although the remains of Michael Vaughan were not recovered, we strongly believe, based on evidence, that Michael was abducted and is deceased, and that his remains were buried and later moved from the property. As of today, the whereabouts of his remains are unknown. However, the investigation is active, fluid, and ongoing. Once the excavation was complete, we conducted a thorough search of the Wondras' residence. The search was productive, and additional investigative evidence was recovered and is currently being processed.
Evidence suggests that the following individuals who are currently in custody are involved in the abduction of Michael Vaughan. Stacey Wondra, 35 years old. Sarah lives at 1102 Red Wing Street in Fruitland and was living there at the time of Michael's disappearance. We believe that Sarah has firsthand knowledge and is involved in Michael's abduction. Stacey Wondra is currently being held at the Payette County Jail for failing to report a death to law enforcement. And Stacey Wondra, 30 years old, a male. Stacey was also living at 1102 Red Wing Street in Fruitland and was living there at the time of Michael's disappearance. We believe that Stacey has firsthand knowledge and is involved in the abduction of Michael Vaughan. Brandon Shirtliff, 30 years old, of Kuna, Idaho. Brandon was living with Sarah and Stacey Wondra at 1102 Red Wing Street at the time of Michael's disappearance, and we believe Brandon has firsthand knowledge of Michael's abduction. Adrian Lucian, 32-year-old male out of Toledo, Ohio. Adrian was staying with Sarah and Stacey Wondra at 1102 Red Wing Street at the time of Michael's disappearance, and we believe that Adrian has firsthand knowledge of Michael's abduction.
Hello, hello, everyone. Good afternoon. It is, oh my goodness, what is it? It is January 24th, 2025, a little bit after 3 p.m. in the Pacific Northwest. Hope everybody is staying warm because it has been freezing. It's freezing. We haven't had any snow, but it's freezing. Judith Navarro, thank you so much for becoming a Pacific Northwest Whisperer. We love to party when we get new members. Here we go. Thank you so much. We appreciate everybody that comes in to Missing PNW. I am so glad to have you guys here today. Whew. Man, Josh from the lab is going live tonight on Michael Vaughan also. So after you're done joining me, go over to the lab, see what he's got going on tonight. I believe it's at 6 p.m., 7 p.m. my time. Not sure what time it is in your neck of the woods, but let's see who we got here. Hair Curlers and Crime, the best name on YouTube streets here. Absolutely love it. Thank you for being here. Callie Dime and Connie. Thank you, mods, for being here. We got Slim Hauser and Ray Ray. Good to see you, Ray Ray. Foreigner lover. Love it. Who else do we got? We know we've got Judith here because she became a member today. Moonlight Soul Path. Loving everybody giving Michael Vaughan some love here. We are going to be comparing confessions today. We've got Melissa here. Good to see you. Oh, just love new members. Thank you so much. And Chaos Queen. Good to see everybody. Today was a little bit spur of the moment. I told you guys my last live I was going to come on Thursday or Friday, and then I was going to actually put mine up for later this evening, and then noticed that Josh was going live on the Michael Vaughan case, and I love to go over there and watch what he has going on. So I did mine this afternoon. I'm usually go live later in the evening. Hello, Leo. Thank you for coming in. So yeah, I want to go over and see what Josh has got going on tonight. Is everybody staying warm? My hands are freezing. I'm wearing a sweater. And I just want to thank everybody for all of your prayers. I was asking for prayers because my husband had to go into the cancer center to get a CT, and we got test results yesterday that the nodule on his lungs on his lung, he has several, but they're all benign. And she even explained to us a little bit that people our age, so old people, we're in our 50s, do get nodules. Some people can live with them for forever and them never, ever turn out to be cancerous. So that's good news. He's just going to have to go in every year for a CT to make sure that the nodule isn't growing. Once it starts showing that it is growing or changing in any way, shape, or form, that's when they want to go in, remove the nodule so that, it doesn't turn into cancerous, or no chemo, no radiation, or anything like that if it were to become non-benign. So I am super happy. I am so not stressed out anymore. We've had that appointment set up for months, and I was doing really well. But man, the beginning of the week started, I was not okay. I just kept getting so stressed out, and I already have anxiety. So yeah, if I was not myself, my last live, I am so sorry. Thank you guys so much. I just appreciate you all for the prayers. I really do. crazy Italian lady in the house. Thank you for being here. Little Devil just popped in. It is amazing news. Thank you guys so much. Tell you what, when you've been with someone for 30 years and you have something like that going on, it can really, really just affect you. You know what I mean? So anyway, enough about me. Up at the top, you're going to see that there is a pinned money train for the Vaughan family. Let me just read to you what this MealTrain is all about. It was set up by Lana, and that is a very close friend of Brandi's. And Brandi and the Vaughan family are in need of some help right now. So it says here, I'm just going to read what's inside the MealTrain here so you guys can understand what this is. The Vaughan family is facing a challenging time as Brandi awaits a liver transplant. As she navigates her medical journey, the family is in need of some extra support, especially with meals. At this time, they are requesting meal assistance on a part-time basis, and they truly appreciate any help during this period. Once Brandi goes into surgery for the liver transplant, the need for meal support will increase, and we'll be updating this page accordingly. For now, we kindly ask for donations of meals that are easy to prepare and enjoy. The family has expressed gratitude for the care and consideration of those offering support. In addition to meals, the family will eventually open a feature for financial donations once the transplant takes place, as they will have additional needs during Brandi's recovery. At present, they are only asking for meal assistance, but financial help will be welcomed at a later stage. Thank you for your kindness, generosity, and understanding. Your support means so much to the Vaughan family during this critical time. So in this also, there is a place where you can purchase gift cards. Many people have already started doing this. It's amazing, the community of Monkey's Army, how they come together for the Vaughan family. It's so amazing. Thank you guys all for everything that you do. I know Brandi appreciates it, and the Vaughan family appreciates it so very much. There is a place here for gift cards also that you can purchase for DoorDash, Panera, Chili's, and you can do like a Visa card or something like that. So if you're not in Fruitland, Idaho, or near and in that area and can't prepare meals for the Vaughan family, you can purchase these to help the family out. So if you are able, please donate anything you can. It doesn't matter if it's $2, $10, $20. Doesn't matter. We all come together and it all adds up, right? That's what it's all about. So I'm going to keep that pinned up at the top. And yeah, let's send our prayers to the Vaughan family during this time also, while Brandi is very sick. And we're always praying for her. We're always praying for Monkey. And let's just throw him up here real quick. If you have any information about Michael Monkey Vaughan, please call the tip line at 208-642-6006 or email findmichael@fruitland.org. No tip is too small. If you know something, say something. We know J.D. Huff has said that he believes that there are people out there that know more about the suspects and about Michael's abductions, and the 4 still named suspects in Michael Vaughan's case are Brandon Shurtleff, Adrian Lucian, Stacey and Sarah Wondra. Stacey is currently in jail, arrested on federal charges, December 23rd of 2024. Sarah is also incarcerated. She will be there at least until 2026, from what I understand, on unrelated GUN charges. Oh, and Stacey is in for, once again, probation violations, or parole violations. We also know that Brandon Shirtliff also has a misdemeanor warrant for his arrest. I keep getting told by everybody, why aren't they arresting Brandon? Well, they don't hop in their cop cars and run out to find somebody for a misdemeanor warrant. But guarantee, if he gets pulled over doing anything, or if the cops stop him for anything and they see that he's got a warrant, he'll definitely be going to jail for 30 days. He has to spend 30 days. The last time he was in court, he was told he had to do some work crew. And he failed to do so, even though he only needed to do 15 days. And it looks like the judge is not willing to, give him a slap on the wrist this time. He's going to have to spend some jail time. So again, if you have any information about any of these suspects or Michael Vaughan's abduction that happened on July 27th of 2021 in the area of 8th and Arizona and Fruitland, Idaho, please call the tip line at 208-642-6006 or email findmichael@fruitland.org. Always praying for the family and always praying for Monkey, because it is time that the family gets peace, and it is time for justice. We're screaming for justice, okay? Kelly brings up a great point. Why go back to Idaho to clear a warrant just to get another one a couple months later? Good job, Brandon. You're a moron. I love it. All right. Connie says that she is trying to stay warm. All righty. So I have clips I want to go over to compare things that were said in Stacey Wondra's new confessions that were released last week. And there are two people that did such an amazing damn job. I really feel like talking with Stacey Wondra about the backyard. And that is Justin from Clutch Them Pearls, or at the time it was Justin for All, and Josh from the lab. You do not have to apologize for your sassiness. I love the sassiness. Let's be sassy. They did an amazing job. They got Stacey to talk about the backyard. Matter of fact, I really believe they almost got him to crack. And Josh made him hella nervous, because you got Josh playing bad guy, Justin playing good guy. It's a really great clip. I want to talk about it because Stacey Wondra and his new confessions compared to the confessions or the conversation he was having with them is just crazy. Okay. And then I want to go over some other stuff that I have that I found, because we have Chris Madonna in the new confessions talking to Stacey about the crawl space. We have Chris Madonna also talking about Brandon Shirtliff bounding up Michael Vaughan in a guest room. And again, we will be going over part 1 and part 2 in little clips of the confessions that was released last week. So during those times, we'll be talking about some, things that may disturb you, because it is really disturbing. So warning there for everybody. We want you to protect your mental health, whether you're a moderator or whether you're somebody here that is watching. I just want you to protect your mental health. You don't have to be here. You can come back, watch it slowly on the replay, but please just make sure that you are protecting your mental health. I've been working on this case for a long time, And it was very difficult for me to hear all of these things. It's very difficult for me still to talk about it, but it's things that have to be talked about because we're bringing awareness for Michael Vaughan, one, and we're talking about things in Michael Vaughan's case where we now believe that Michael is deceased. Even J.D. Huff said that when they didn't find Michael's body in the backyard at the Wondras house. J.D. Huff believes that Michael was moved from the backyard, even though the credible tip that came from within the home was Stacey Wondra. Stacey Wondra said that. I have played that recording many times. Brandi Neal in the house. Hello, Mama. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, everyone, so much for being here for Monkey. Monkey, strong, and justice is coming. We're all right there with you, honey. Thank you so much for coming in. Just want you to know we will be going over some difficult things. Just want to let you know that. And it's good to see you. I hope you're feeling good. We're all praying for your health, and we're praying for justice for Michael. By the way, that picture you sent me of you this morning, you look good, girl. Just saying, you look good. You looked happy and you look good. And it was really, really nice to see it this morning. OG Nanny, thank you for being here. Kim, good to see you, love. Always good to have you here. All right. Deal you woo poo. Love it. Yes, justice is coming, Leo. We all believe it. Okay, so I'm just going to hop right in here and start going over this. Let me see. What do I want to go over first? Because I found some clips of Stacey Wondra saying something. It's just so telling. Maybe I'll wait to share that. Watch the numbers in the live and see how they go up. And maybe when I get some more people in here, then I'll show that. But we're going to review Justin and stuff. Let me put up. We've got Clutch Them Pearls here. And I'm also going to throw up Josh's link for the lab. Now remember, this interview was when Justin was Justin for All. So the link for this particular live is in the description, and for Clutch Them Pearls is also in the description. The lab's in the description. Hidden True Crime is in the description, and so is JLR, because we will be going over content from all four of those creators. Brandi is saying, thank you, ma'am. Last night was rough, as well as today, but I am in fight mode. I was beyond reassured today. Reassured for what? I'm sorry you had a rough night, though. That's for sure. I don't know if I missed something earlier in chat. Sarah Suspicious. I think I just like to say that. Sarah Suspicious. Ooh. Purple Phoenix is in the house. Watch her for Monkey Mondays over at the round table. If anybody's got her link, throw it up, please. Sarah's laughing at me. I'm just telling you guys, I'm full of shit today. I am so full of piss and vinegar to get today. I thought I was going to have my granddaughter, and then I found out I wasn't going to have her today. And that's not what's great, but it is Friday, thank God. So, all right. Anyway, enough talking. Let's get to business. This is about Monkey. I need to share my screen. Gonna be pausing here and there, but again, put up the link for Clutch Them Pearls and for Josh the Lab. And later on this evening, the lab is going live for Michael Vaughan also. So you really want to grab that link. Please click the like button over here. And since this is such a spur of the moment little live that I had today, make sure to click the bell over there so you can get notified when I go live, because sometimes I just like to be, spur of the moment. Let's see. So here we go.
And so we pulled onto the side of the curb, or the side of the road, which on our house, which is there's a curb.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Josh. This is Josh from the lab. He's my buddy.
What's up, Josh? How you doing?
Good. How are you? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, man. Pull onto the house on Red Ring Street. There is literally, there's people walking around everywhere, of course. Sarah and Brendan said they were going to go look for the kid or for Michael. I said, okay, well, I'm going to stay here because I got to get this car unlatched from being in the street, because, you can't legally have a car taking up the whole length of the street pretty much.
Right.
So I went and did that. Well, they went looking for Michael. They came back probably, I don't know, midnight, 12:30, said they had no luck on finding him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
crap! What am I doing? It's way too close.
I was like, man, that was good. No.
Sorry.
It's okay. So that was the gist of that night.
On screen right now is Chris Madonna. I actually sent him an email because I'm trying to find out if he would mind me sharing the interview that he did with Tyler Vaughan when he goes over like what happened the day that Michael was abducted. And I'm just waiting to hear back from him. I don't feel like he'll have a problem with it, but I just want to ask him just in case.
Okay.
That
all right.
Really what happened.
This is Chris McDonough from the interview room. You've met Chris? Okay, you talked to Chris. I want to play this little bit right here. And
no question in our research today,
bear with me.
we have numerous eyewitnesses they saw him that day traveling eastbound on 9th Street.
So you heard it. Chris Madonna from the Cold Case Foundation is saying that there were many witnesses that saw Michael heading east on 9th. On 9th. I was wiping my nose at the same time and it sounded a little like this. Anyway, yeah. Many witnesses saw Michael traveling by himself.
All right, were you traveling eastbound on 9th Street?
No.
East on 9th, right?
I don't know where 9th. I've never been on 9th Street. So I don't know. I'm not good with directions like northeast, south, and west.
Okay. We're at home here. Okay.
I kind of just want to get to the part where they start interviewing him. Hold on one second.
File your taxes 100% free in the app if you didn't use us last year. Just file with TurboTax Do-It-Yourself.
Well, I kind of coming in halfway through here. Well, I kind of coming in halfway through here. Did you get to the interrogation part?
No, no. I've just been getting the story pretty much. That's about it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Of that day.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Yeah.
So we're gonna go live again tomorrow. How long are we planning on doing this one today for? Because I literally just had to go back to the shelter.
Okay.
So I'm literally trying to get settled in, and they're getting ready to serve dinner here, probably in about 10.
Yeah.
So if that's okay, I'm obviously you see I'm committed.
Here.
Ouch.
Let me find this right here.
Okay.
This is an interesting thing that Stacey said, and I wanted your comment on it. If I can pull it up. I got so many screens pulled up. Okay. All right. And this is from forget what news. I'm sorry, I don't got the source on me right now, but it says according to documents, police forced entry into Wandra's home around 9:30 p.m. Friday, where they found Sarah Wondra in the living room.
Now, this is Friday, November 11th, 2022, I believe, the 11th. November 11th.
She was detained and read a copy of a search warrant. Quote, when I got to the portion that read murder, she said, quote, did you just say murder multiple times? End quote. A Fruitland police officer wrote in the affidavit, she also said, quote, I have never murdered anyone, end quote. Officials said Sarah Wondra maintained that she, quote, definitely did not kill that boy, end quote. That's her quote, not mine. And said, quote, the Most High God already told me who did it, end quote. She reportedly told police, quote, oh, wow, the Most High God just told me that Stacey was the one who killed him and buried him in the backyard, end quote, the neighbor's house. When she asked later to show police where the boy was buried, according to the affidavit, she told police of a spot near the entry of the residence and said Stacey had buried him in the backyard, quote, in the backyard of the shed, end quote.
So Sarah says that Stacey buried Michael in the backyard at the Wanderer's house. We now know because of the confessions. So during this time, I'm kind of going to go back and forth just to let everybody know. Let's just see if Justin has anything else to say about this. And then we're going to go over to the confession.
Police said at that point they began to digging a portion of the Wanderer's yard based upon information, quote, received from Stacey, who had not yet been arrested or charged by Monday afternoon. It wasn't clear when or why police had spoken with Stacey Wondra. Do you know why she would say something like that?
Okay. So we're going to stop right there, and then I want to go over here because in the beginning, hold on one second. And here in the beginning, you have Chris Madonna telling Stacey that Sarah was arrested. So he's just finding out during this confession that Sarah was arrested. I mean, did he really think he could give a tip to law enforcement and send them over to the house? And that once they talked to her, I mean, she starts throwing him under the bus immediately. Maybe she thought she was going to get away with something if she said that she didn't do anything. And she ends up being arrested for not reporting the death of Michael because she had that knowledge. And we know all four suspects, Stacey, Sarah Wondra, Adrian Lucian, and Brandon Shirtliff, they all have knowledge of Michael's abduction. In my opinion, they should, I mean, I don't know if you can, well, they arrested her for that. So why can't they arrest all of them for having knowledge, but just not sharing it? I don't know. And then when you move further up into this video, they talk more about what Sarah said. There they are talking about the phone call that he made to his mom because he tells his mom that he lied to police officers, that the tip he gave them was false. But here he is telling Chris and Juanita from Fruitland Police Department that that false tip is true. He was just under a lot of mental stress the night before, and that's why he ends up telling his mom. Juanita just said that Sarah said that he did this. If that's all the specifics that she can give you, I can give you more specifics, saying that the specifics that Sarah gave them was that Adrian dug also, because he says he's digging. But she's throwing Stacey under the bus here. I guess what I'm starting to wonder is Sarah really dug the hole, or did Stacey dig the hole with Adrian, like Sarah originally said? I'm kind of just going back and forth. It's not just me wondering, it's just who's telling the truth. What? Y'all can't hear? Let me see what's going on. No sound on video. It says that I'm sharing. Hold on one second. Maybe I need to reshare. When, can somebody tell me when you guys, was it when I switched over to the second video that you guys couldn't hear any sound? All right. So I'll have to share my screen when I'm switching over to another video. Thank you, hair curlers and crime. So I'll just go back and review. Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. So here at the beginning is Stacey finding out that Sarah was arrested. Just like Josh just went over in his interview.
Hello? Hello?
Hey,
Perfect.
you're great.
All right.
Hey, Stace.
All right.
How's the sound, everyone?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
How are you? Let me go get it, okay? I'm just out in front of your house here. Let me show you.
Where's Sarah at?
She's in custody.
You guys arrested her?
Thank you, Connie.
I guess they did, yeah.
Where did they take her? Yet?
I guess. Hang on.
So there is Stacey at the time Sarah's getting arrested. So this is kind of like in time. Josh is going over this affidavit, talking about Sarah getting arrested. She's saying that she didn't kill Michael, that she didn't know anything, that Adrian unalived him, and that Stacey buried him. She also said it was the Most High God that told her. And then also in this same clip, they talk about, let's see. What Sarah told law enforcement.
My mom, that what I told you guys was a fable, but it wasn't. I was going mentally insane, reversing things in my head, worried about that I told you guys something wrong. But just if you guys talk to her, let her know that, you know, everything I've given you, I mean, the dogs are pointing to it and everything else, you know, so I mean, I've got you guys in the right direction.
His whole comment, I've got you guys in the right direction, like he's just patting himself on the back, like, look what I did. I'm telling you guys where he's at. It's just, I can't stand that part, but that's him talking about this. He's calling it a fable, this lie that he told his mom, that this tip that he gave law enforcement wasn't true. And now they're going to start talking about what Sarah told law enforcement.
Yeah. And Sarah's made comments too, however, hers were that you were the one that did this.
Oh my God. Yeah, I had no. I can't even mow the yard. Do you see me digging a hole that big? I mean, I can barely walk as it is. So I mean, there's no way I have the energy.
Stuff of finding him, that kind of proves that, you know, we can believe you more than we can believe Sarah.
Right. I mean, that's all the crap she's giving you, you know, just that he's the one that dug the hole.
Right there, he's the one that dug the hole, because she also talked. I don't know if he's calling himself a he's or if she's mentioning loose Adrian during this time, but yeah, Stacey's trying to get away from this whole conversation because he cannot dig a hole, he can't do that, he can't mow the lawn, and if that's all that, you know, Sarah's telling you, I can tell you more.
But she's not giving you any specifics. I can give you the specifics, but there's no way with my height or my weight and my.
And what specifics did he give them prior to this FaceTime? That would be great to know for sleuths like us that want to know. But it really makes you wonder, for the suspects out there listening, what did Stacey tell law enforcement about what happened to Michael Vaughan?
You know, I can't even mow the yard. There's no, I mean, I don't have the physical abilities. I mean, now I will after I get out of, you know, doing what I'm doing, but, you know, but, yeah, that's not something I could have done.
Okay, yeah, and as long as we're able to find Michael and that goes hand in hand with what you told us, then I would be led to believe you more than I would be led to believe Sarah.
Yeah.
And so if there's anything that you can help us out with about where to look, what they've done, if there's any specific side of the yard, anything that you may forgot, let us know.
I'll definitely let you guys know. Like I said, all I've got for you is where I've pointed you. You know, you could check the corner of the yard. You know, like I said, Sarah, you know, could have done something with it when I wasn't home. You know, knowing that she knew that I.
So he thinks that Sarah is conniving enough to move Michael's body. That Sarah, he's not saying Brandon here, that Sarah would be capable of doing something like this. Really curious. That just makes me so curious, because would she do that, or did Brandon do it, or did Brandon and Sarah do it together? Because we know Adrian's out of the state by now when Michael had been moved. But he thinks she's capable of moving him.
That I had seen where she was digging, you know, so maybe she just wanted to keep, you know, try to, you know, keep it as a confusion, you know. I mean, she's pretty scandalous like that. So.
Yes, Detective Keller said she threw you right under the bus.
No.
When they came through the door with the search warrant, nobody even asked her any questions. She just flat out said it.
She just flat out said Stacey did it all?
No, she said Stacey murdered him and buried him.
Oh my God, dude, that
Didn't take Sarah long to throw him under the bus. Just like in part 1 of his confessions, it didn't take him long to throw Sarah under the bus when it came to who buried Michael.
is the most. Wow, man. That's definitely not what I did. I didn't do any of that. And you're gonna find out as soon as you guys locate him. Like,
he's putting his faith into Michael being found, that his tip was solid, that they're gonna find him, and it will prove to them that he had nothing to do with anything. Well, the only thing that it proves is that he definitely had knowledge of what happened to Michael, and he was part of Michael's abduction.
like I said, I wanted no part in that. None.
I wanted no part in that. None.
Wow, man. That's definitely not what I did. I didn't do any of that. And you're gonna find out as soon as you guys locate him. Like,
trigger warnings, please.
Like I said, I wanted no part in that. None.
Is the duct tape still going to be over his mouth?
It should be.
Okay.
I didn't watch take them off.
Okay.
So you should have everything intact as it was.
How long?
You know, you really find out who Stacey Wondra is in his confession. You know, we've seen him have like this childlike behavior in his interviews and stuff, his maturity level. At first, because you got to ask yourself which one of the 4 suspects actually harmed Michael, right? And I didn't think that Stacey had it in him, even with his intermittent explosive disorder. I didn't think it. I even thought, you know, at one point that he was telling the truth about where Michael was buried in the backyard. And you know, when he was being specific on Justin's show, I mean, but after watching the confession, he has no emotion. He has no heart. There's no empathy and sympathy at all. He's not shedding a tear. He's talking about all of this and just brushing it right off. Like he's just having an everyday conversation. It's no big deal that they're talking about a 5-year-old boy that could have been buried or that was buried in his backyard. And the way he just the way that he was, that Michael had duct tape on him and that he can sit there and talk like this. He's just truly a monster now in my eyes because he cannot show any emotion at all. The only emotion that he actually does show is when he talks about wanting to talk to his mom. He almost acts like he's going to start crying because he hasn't been able to call and talk to his mom.
Give me an approximate time frame it took her to dig and bury.
I don't know. I'd say probably between a half hour to an hour-ish. I want to say. I mean, I think Adrian was helping her, but.
And here we have Adrian as now being talked about. Adrian was helping her. It took half hour to an hour. I just don't believe that that's likely. I think it's going to take a lot longer. I mean, I know Adrian's like 6'6" and he's a big guy. Maybe together they could get it dug in an hour, but I just feel like it would take longer, in my opinion, to dig a hole.
Right about that. I mean, Adrian's pretty. Brandon wasn't anywhere around that.
And then follows up with Brandon wasn't anywhere around that. Brandon wasn't burying Michael. And it's funny because in the affidavit, Sarah doesn't mention Brandon either.
But I know Adrian's, pretty decent, skinny dude, so he's, his abilities, and he's taller, so his abilities are a little more, spread open, wide open than.
Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing for a second because like I said, we are going to be bouncing around. I want to check what everybody's saying over here, and then we're going to go back over. Hello, Chuck Anderson's granddaughter. Thank you for being here. Mary Fletcher, thank you for being here. Thank you for throwing up the trigger warning, Connie. I appreciate it. And then we'll be jumping back over to Justin's live. I just want to show, from Justin's live, what they talked to Stacey about, and then show some clips where Stacey's saying something else, because we are comparing confessions, whatnot. Oh. $16 RSOs that are in the community. Who the hell wants to take their kids out now, right? Protecting Brandon. I don't know why, but I believe Brandon is a key player in this. Oh, he is. And he got thrown under the bus. Let me tell you, we'll be talking more about Brandon here. Fun fact, the Wondras are buddy with 16, yes, 16 RSOs. You show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Yes, 16 RSOs. Exactly. I'm sure he would have loved to, Monkey would have loved to talk to his mom. And that's the only time that Stacey wants to show emotion is when he can't talk to his mom and he hadn't been able to. Yes, even the way he talked to his cat. Well, I think he showed all kinds of love for his cat. He actually acted like he missed his cat so much, but he can't show any good emotion at all. He's totally disconnected himself. Pure evil. They really are all pure evil, aren't they? All 4 suspects. All right. We've got a lot to go through, so I am going to hop right back over. Yes, time is running out. Okay, so let's go back over to the interview with Justin and Josh. I'm having to stop my sharing and start it back up, so just let me know that you guys can hear it okay. I don't know what happened last time.
I'm appalled. I have no clue. She's literally like gone cuckoo. I'm a very high believer in God, and I believe in God strongly, and God wouldn't tell a lie. You know what I mean? God is very he
Well,
died on the cross.
God may not tell a lie, but humans will. Let me ask you this
That's
question
true.
really
That's
fast.
Go ahead.
I love Josh. Yeah, God won't tell a lie, but humans will. I mean, he's already seen Stacey up on panel everywhere, lying, contradictions, out the hoo-ha. I mean, he's done nothing but lie, and I just love the way Josh called him out right then.
I guess my question really is,
Drink.
what is it that you're trying to accomplish? I mean, you are a suspect in the case, whether
Yes.
law enforcement has said that. What is it like? So you're doing, I'm not saying you're doing rounds, but you're going on panels and stuff. Like, how is this going to help you? How is this going to help exonerate you?
It's not going to help exonerate me, but what it's doing is giving people my side of the story, because there's a lot of stories being told, but nobody's going to believe one person over the other. Reality is I'm still a suspect. And when it gets cleared by law enforcement, then people have a different view. But I want to personally tell people my side of the story, because I feel that's what I'm destined to do.
What I'm destined to do, dork.
I feel there's a lot of bullshit talk. There's a lot of crap talk about each and every one of us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just honestly going out there because I know what happened that night. I know that I know the whereabouts where I was. I know the whereabouts where Sarah and Brandon were. I don't see that. That's why I'm doing this, because there's a lot of questions regarding
The way he said, I know what happened that night, just had truth in it. I swear to God, it just had truth in it. He knows what happened. They all know what happened.
Yeah.
Right.
But you don't have anything to offer as to where Michael is.
I don't. You're right, because I don't.
So what I'm saying is, like, and the point that, I mean, that should take 5 minutes to say.
He has taken a polygraph.
I did take a polygraph, and I was very well informed that I passed the polygraph by detectives, by the FBI, by my mom, who the detectives told. I was also told that Sarah and Brandon did not.
Have you told investigators anything that you haven't told the public? And if so, why?
Not at all.
So your story that you're telling everybody is the exact same that you have told in the interrogations.
Exactly.
And to stop an interrogation, what you did, you said that Michael was in the yard. How does that, did that stop an interrogate? Did that actually stop it?
I haven't been interrogated since. I haven't heard from law enforcement. I haven't talked to law enforcement. I haven't even heard a peep from anybody.
So they dug up that entire yard, as we all saw. We watched them do it, based on just you saying that he was buried in the yard to stop it.
Correct.
So you tricked law enforcement into doing that?
I guess if you want to put it that way, yes.
Well, I mean, that's against the law, right?
I love Josh so much. Well, that's against the law, right? Get him.
I mean, do you think?
So you could and probably should be charged with that. But and I'm not here to like trip you up or hang you or be mean to you or anything. But how is it that you can trick dogs into hitting on human decomp? You can't do that. You can trick the police, but you're not tricking dogs.
No, not at all. But
And
I love him so much. It's like the best good cop, bad cop interview ever done on Stacey Wondra. Josh just gives them hell. Like, no, you can't. You can't trick dogs into hitting on a death scent. You can't. They're cadaver dogs. They're not out there smelling poop from a toilet like Tina Marie claims. They're out there to smell death. I hate to put it that way, but that's what they're trained to do.
Dogs did hit, correct?
Apparently that's what
there were supposed to be multiple dogs.
Multiple dogs hit at different times. Okay? It's not like a crew of dogs get together and they all hit at the same spot, same time. Multiple dogs hit at different times and together.
You told them that Michael was buried in the yard, and then, which you say is a lie, but then dogs hit on human decomp in that yard.
They hit before I told them that. That's why they.
Okay, they hit before Stacey said that. Now we're going to stop because I want to share with you something. All right. Has Tina ever spoken publicly on a video? I don't think so. Okay, so he's saying that the cadaver dogs hit in the backyard prior. Well, let's just see what has to be said about the cadaver dogs during his new confession video.
Yeah. Out front or out back here.
Yeah.
Trying to direct these guys. As you can see, there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
They've had 3 cadaver dogs have all alerted to the backyard, but they're trying to narrow down the scent. And so any help you have.
So to be 1000% with you, where I've directed you is the last place that I knew. That's literally the place that he was buried. Where that dumpster is, or where that bucket is right there is, I mean, that's in the area where I told you. I wasn't out there when she was burying him, correct, completely.
Okay.
I just had noticed the general vicinity, which is where that bucket, that loader is. That's.
So we came out to this
fence.
See that mark on your fence?
Yeah.
We came out to that point, and we went down. How far did you guys go down?
About 3 foot. Pretty good.
Yeah.
We're down about 3 foot. Pretty deep.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything. How close was he to the? It's like the box that was out there for sprinkler box. How close was he to the sprinkler box?
He was to the.
It was in the middle of the yard, about where the bucket is.
Oh yeah, it's not there anymore, huh?
No.
I mean, he wasn't. It was. I think it was a.
How do you laugh when you are telling an investigator where Monkey's body is? I don't understand that. I can't.
A little bit closer in than the sprinkler. Where was it at? Right there?
Yeah, you can see it out there tomorrow.
Yeah. No, so it would have been a little closer in. Not like right on the edge of the fence, but.
Okay.
I'm giving you the best I can, guys. Like lots. Sarah hasn't exactly.
And he giggles more.
We've been complete, with obviously being honest with you guys, and I'm trying to give you what I can.
Could it have been over in the corner, Stacey? Over next to Starkey's fence?
It might be. You could check there. All I know is that the place where I saw her start them start the shoveling was where I pointed you. But tear up the whole yard. I'm giving you guys what I got. Like I said. Huh?
We don't want to do that unless we have to.
I know, and I don't want you to have to, unless you have to either. But I can only.
Over there in the corner by the fence, huh?
It may be. It could be. All I know is that from the directions that the directions where I gave you, that's where she was starting to dig. So, and Oakley always dug around that same spot, if you noticed, and I think Oakley was onto something.
So, you have the cadaver dogs being mentioned there, and now we're going to go back over to the interview with Josh and Justin. Like I said, we're just going to be comparing confessions.
Question me.
So they hit before?
Correct.
No, they did not hit before. You gave your confession and told them where Michael was buried in the backyard, and then the dogs came and then they hit.
So
But to prove my point that there was nothing back there, that's why I had them go dig it up.
I mean, do you guys see Justin and Josh's face right here? Like, are you serious right now? They're both just sitting there shocked that he even said that. Like, what do you mean the dogs hit before? They didn't even know to go dig up your damn yard until you said something. They're just completely shocked.
I knew there was nothing back there. I simply was very much so under pressure. I was being interrogated to the point of tears. I mean, for hours a day, for like 3
or 4 days, he was interrogated until he was teared up. And then, he broke. No. In the confession that we see in the video, he doesn't look like he's being treated bad at all. It doesn't look like he's crying. It looks like he's having actually a good time letting them know where Michael is, because he's trying to make a deal with them so that he doesn't have to spend so long in prison when this goes down. And we all know that he was questioned prior to being on the phone. I don't believe it was an interrogation at all. He called Fruitland Police Department. He had them come where he was. He gave them the confession. I don't believe he was in tears in any way, shape, or form, not for 3 or 4 days, not ever.
3 or 4 days. And honestly, I could not take it. It was killing me.
But I thought you said you gave them the tip.
I did give them the tip after they interrogated me.
If the dogs would have hit earlier, they would have just dug it up.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I'm trying to understand.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so obviously,
they wouldn't have known to search your house if they hadn't had it, if you hadn't given them the tip.
That's what I'm saying. I told them.
You told them, and then the dogs hit, correct?
No.
Because the dog, if they hit on
dogs hit before, that's at least what I'm being told. That's what law enforcement told me. That's what detective
they would dig it up though. They would have dug it up if dogs would have hit. They didn't. They dug it up because you said Michael was buried in the yard.
Correct.
Okay.
Then they bring the dogs out there to confirm that, hey, there is human there is they're hitting out here. So then they dig it up.
All I know is I told them that fable. That's what I told them. I don't know anything further than that.
And you can see how that's going to be hard for people to understand.
I do, absolutely.
Because I mean, that's a lot to tell. I mean, to get an interrogation to stop, all you would need to do is say, "Hey, I want to talk to my lawyer."
And I did that. My lawyer was present with me.
Okay. I've got the clip where JD Huff said, we have multiple dogs hit, and we've got all of this based on evidence, it says.
And testimony. I mean, and that's what I'm really wondering.
Yes, based off evidence and testimony. The testimony being Stacey Wondra's testimony of where Michael was buried in the backyard.
Is because, like I said, this is just what I think. I think that you plan on being indicted like everybody else that was up there on those poster boards, and you're trying to get ahead of this thing, kind of get your story out there, which I don't blame you, but it's going to come back to bite you in the ass. I know it is, but
I love that. It's going to come back and bite you in the ass. Get them.
What you're going to do is so since there's 4 different people involved, what's going to end up happening is you guys are all going to start throwing each other under the bus. You're kind of Brandon was the first one. Then it's you because you're out of jail now.
And they have already started throwing everybody under the bus. Adrian Lucian is even claiming to be set up. Brandon has thrown Stacey under the bus. Sarah has thrown Adrian and Stacey under the bus. Stacey is throwing Adrian and Sarah under the bus for digging the hole that Michael was put in. Everybody's already turning on everybody.
And Adrian eventually at trial or whatever is happening here. But what I'm saying is, I don't understand why anybody would tell the police that there's a kid buried in the yard to stop an interrogation. What good does that do? Did that help you in some way?
The probable
because why you wouldn't tell him that unless he was actually buried in that yard.
Do you guys see Stacey's reaction in all of this? He's just shrugging his shoulders. Have you guys ever noticed Stacey shrugging his shoulders before? He gets upset. He cusses people out. He gets angry. He yells. He screams. You guys all saw how Stacey treated Brandi here on this channel when Brandi got to speak to Stacey. You seen how Stacey treated Brooks from Crime Lines and Lies. And Josh is just nailing his ass to the wall one after the other. And all Stacey can do is shrug his shoulders. He can't even defend himself. He can't even get angry because everything Josh is saying is true.
He wasn't.
He wasn't when they went back, but he was at one point, according to the dogs.
The problem is how is he not, I mean, how is he not found? I mean, he obviously was in that yard at some point. Investigators and dogs and everyone picked it up. Now, maybe you didn't have nothing to do with it, but somebody at that house did. You know what I mean? That's the thing. And who was it?
And that's
exactly who was it? Who did what? We still don't know who did what. Who abducted Michael? Who unalived Michael? Who buried Michael? Who moved Michael? Who knows where Michael is now? These are all questions that need to be answered, and these suspects know the answer to those questions. If you have any information at all about the suspects of Michael's abduction, please call law enforcement 208-642-6006.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm telling my side, because I know for a fact, and per the posters and the pictures and everything that I posted that I sent to Justin, like I had nothing to do with this boy's disappearance. I had no knowledge of him being buried. If he was buried, that's news to me. And
I had no knowledge of him being buried. I had no knowledge. Okay, well, we know he had knowledge. Why? Because he says so, right? So listen to this. Okay. He just lies.
Feeling okay today?
I'm tired, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that you will help me a little bit more. I'm over here. I'm in your home.
Okay.
So I need a little bit more direction about where Michael is at.
Go out the back door, or
Okay.
I can't. Can you turn the camera around so I can show you?
We're flipping around right now, stand by.
All right here.
There you go.
Okay. So I'm going.
He has no knowledge of Michael being in the backyard, but here he is leading law enforcement to where he says he saw Sarah digging a hole in his backyard to bury Michael.
Going out the kitchen door.
And that's some equipment.
That is some equipment. Okay. Where do I need to go?
Okay, face to the right. Like right where the dirt piles are.
Right where the dirt piles are. About how far off of the fence?
Uh,
Go ahead. Okay, walk over there and you point us to where it needs to be.
okay. Now keep going out a little further.
Keep going out a little further.
He gets awfully specific when he's leading these investigators to where Michael was buried. Just saying.
You're gonna have to climb that mound.
It's like right under that mound area.
It's right under the mound, about where at compared to the
So,
trees?
a little like right to the right of the trees area.
To the right of the trees?
Yeah.
Okay.
A little
So,
bit. Where
you
the
see-
So
Exactly, Callie. From the horse's mouth, he has the specifics.
Where at now?
now he's off the dirt mound. It's like underneath the dirt mound area.
Is about where he's standing?
Yeah, a little bit less, like closer to the house.
Come closer to the house?
Yeah.
And what is?
Do you see how he's moving them? Do you see how he's moving Juanita to the specific location? A little bit more from the fence. He's right under that dirt pile. These are very specific directions.
Is he wrapped in?
For someone that says he doesn't have any knowledge of Michael being buried in the backyard.
It should be, it should be a garbage bag.
Okay, what color is the garbage bag?
It would either be white or black. We only had 2 colors.
And then he talks about Michael being buried in garbage bags. Like Michael was a piece of trash and he was a 5-year-old little boy. And again, shows absolutely no remorse, no emotion whatsoever talking about it. And being very specific once again about the trash bags.
Wants you to direct him from the fence where that orange thing in his hand is. Where do we need to stop it?
Right about there.
Right about there. Okay. All right. We will try there.
Okay.
Do you have any other suggestions for us, Stacey?
Like I said, that's where he was buried.
Okay.
That's the last place I had known. Again, haven't been home for quite a while, and a lot of shit. You know what I mean? So the only other place I would say, if he's not in that backyard, is go to Cuna to Brandon's house and check in the backyard by the tree area.
Now, here to me, I just find it a little suspicious. I've talked about it a little bit already, but again, I want to just point out that he talks about if Michael isn't in the backyard, we've already spoken. He thinks that Sarah is capable of moving Michael. Okay. And he is saying, go look in Brandon's backyard if you can't find Michael in my backyard. Then it's not just the fact that he mentions check Brandon's. When we're talking Brandon's, we're talking Tina Mariel's house, Brandon's mom's house. Okay. Then he says, check Brandon's backyard. Then he even adds a little bit more next to the tree. Those are also very specific to me. So I just wonder why he mentions the tree. You could say, check Brandon's mom's house. You could even say, check Brandon's mom's house backyard. But the specific about the tree. When Tina Mariel came back from her vacation, did she notice anything disrupted at her house? Where those cadaver dogs hit in her backyard, is that near a tree? I'm just curious because he mentions this tree. I don't know. I don't think that he knew that Michael had been moved. But did he know at some point something about this tree? I don't know. I just don't understand why he mentions this tree. But anyway, that's my own just talking here. Thanks everybody for being here. Ruby Slippers, thank you for being here. Yeah, I am right there with you because I'm just like, why does he mention these trees? I don't get it. Where is Michael? Okay, so we're going to go back over to Justin and Josh. But there you have it. He is saying that he does not know where Michael was in that backyard or whatever, but then you just see him. So we're comparing these confessions. He's telling him he doesn't know anything, but there he is giving very specific instructions and directions to where he's saying he saw Sarah digging a hole for Michael. Okay. And since we've got lots to go over, I'm sorry I'm not in the comments so much. I usually am, but I am watching everybody. Thank you guys all for being here and for, throwing up the hearts and monkeys. And we are Monkeys Army. We're not going away. I think this information is very important to talk about. I think it's very important to compare. And some of the other things that I want to compare are very, very telling.
What's weird about it is our neighborhood, like they have cameras that like from Sky Camera, whatever it is, that you can see into the backyard. There was no dig holes. My dog Oakley, it was a digger, but she dug right when you walked out the front patio where the dead spot is, where the barbecue was.
But in his new confession tape, he actually talks about Oakley digging close to the Carson and their fence. And I mean, so it doesn't make sense. It's not just right off of the patio here.
Mm-hmm. Now,
dead because the barbecue we had two barbecues at the time, and one was sitting on the grass.
One of the things,
and I think this comment here is why everybody started speculating about the barbecuers on the back porch, the dirt underneath the barbecuers and everything, because we've heard that. But that's not where Stacey led the investigators to. He didn't lead them there where the barbecuers were, right there off of that patio. He moved them or had them go further away from that.
Oh, sorry,
Sorry.
Justin.
Go ahead, Josh.
Well, one of the things that the dog would do is when they're sniffing in the yard, not only would they do that, at any point, if he was in the house at all, if Michael was in your house, the dogs would hit at the front porch. Did they?
Oh, not to my knowledge, no.
I think they hit beside the front porch.
Oh, okay.
I have also heard that they hit on the side of the house and the front of the house.
So that would indicate that he was near the house. So Michael, I mean, let's just be honest here. Michael was around that house.
Huh?
Michael was around that house. The dogs aren't going to hit just for no reason unless you buried somebody else back there.
I don't know. I have no information to give to that. Like I told everybody and anybody on here, if I knew something about this, because I am in no way okay with abducting a child, killing him, burying him.
He is not okay with it, but damn, in his confessions that were just released last week, the things that he is saying, I mean, wow. Why would he even go out onto the YouTube streets and start doing all of this? And then what? Did he think that when indictments came down on people for abducting Michael, that it was never going to be mentioned or ever spoken about what he told law enforcement? Come on.
I would bury somebody else for doing that to somebody like that.
Now,
Right.
the probable
I
cause
would be-
affidavit, David, it says that you spoke to them while you were not in custody about this.
I gave them permission
Okay, maybe that's what
to
that
search the house when Sarah got arrested.
Mhm.
I didn't get arrested. She got arrested April 13th of 2022. I got arrested May 6th of 2022.
Okay. All right.
Do you expect to be indicted for this?
I was going to ask the
I mean,
If I am-
obviously you have an idea that you're probably, or else you wouldn't be doing this. I mean, let's just, I've seen
doing
this
this
before.
to tell my side of the story. And if I'm indicted, they've got a long road ahead of them with going to trial.
Well, I mean, not really. If you told him that he was in the yard, I mean, you're going to be charged with lying to investigators if that's what you did. And that's a serious crime too.
And if I am, I am. I own up to that.
This
take
is in
accountability.
October. Prosecutors on the investigation over Michael says, quote, I expect to charge it.
I mean, they put 4 posters up.
Yeah, I hope all of the suspects are paying attention because they do expect to charge and put out indictments. It was just January 10th that J.D. Huff went on the news again and said that all 4 of these suspects are still suspects. He even said he believed that people out there had more knowledge. So if you do, please call 208-642-6006 and give that tip or email findmichael@fruitland.org because it's going to happen. It's going to go down. And when I show you guys some other comparisons that I found from this with other things that Stacey has said or that Brandon has said, it's actually quite shocking because I believe Chris Madonna, okay, let's just talk about that for just a second. Chris Madonna, oh my gosh, he's been working for the Cold Case Foundation for almost 11 years. He's been in the public safety since 1982. He spent nearly 25 years with Oceanside Police Department, and 13 of those years was doing homicide investigations. So he was a detective. And he 43 years of service, okay? And I really believe when Chris Madonna is asking a question, especially when he's talking to a suspect, there's a reason for that question. There's always a why. Why? And Chris Madonna asks why. Chris Madonna is asking specific questions, and we're going to go over those in a little while and compare them to what has been said before in other interviews.
Of people, and I'm not saying you don't have the right to defend yourself. You absolutely do. And if you have nothing to do with this, all that should come out eventually. But I don't know. I'm not really sure why. I just don't. I can't get past like how you would just say, hey, yeah, he's in the yard.
I literally made that up.
I agree with you, Kelly. Kelly says, regardless of what some people think about him, he's an amazing detective and a fantastic human being. I personally love Chris Madonna. I love everything that he's done. I watch his show all the time. I love the cases that he goes over. And I like hearing what he has to say in Michael's case. It's one of the reasons why I requested to go over his interview with Tyler.
And then dogs literally hit on human decomposition.
Yeah, that's the problem is if you made it up and he was actually in the backyard, I mean, you know what I mean? You know what I mean, Stacey?
I feel you, and I get that. But
that's like that's a hell of a coincidence.
I gave him a direction. Okay, this is where I know that it was a lie, because that dog may have hit in the backyard, but the direction and area that I pointed to him, the dogs did not hit around.
This is how I know that it is a lie, he says. Okay, well, we know it's not a lie. Michael was buried in that backyard and later moved. There's evidence to prove that. And what does Chris McDonough talk to Stacey about here? Let me go over that. Okay. This is the part 2. And then I'm going to scroll over to into let's see, right about here somewhere. All right. Listen to what Chris Madonna talks to Stacey about here.
Yeah, that's why the cool part that's going to be here when we do find him back here, you're the one that brought us here.
Yeah.
And so that's why we don't want to leave here.
Yeah.
Unless.
And Chris even says right there too, you're the one who brought us here.
We have Michael.
Yeah.
Because that solidifies your statement.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we've been honest with you.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's, we haven't, coerced you or,
He says we haven't coerced you. We haven't persuaded you.
Persuaded you to tell. We've just asked for, what's the one thing we've only asked for?
What is the one thing we've only asked for? Chris Madonna says, and Stacey responds,
tell the truth.
The truth. That's it. That's all.
The truth. That's all the investigators have wanted from Stacey Wondra from the beginning is the truth. And here we are comparing confessions, and there's contradictions. What do we believe? Do we believe that Stacey gave the tip? I do. Do we believe that Stacey thought that Michael was going to be in the backyard? I believe that, but I am also wondering why he mentions Michael being moved, why he mentions the tree in Tina Mariel's backyard. So that to me is kind of, Yes, and Stacey agrees. Chris is so good. Yeah, solidifying your statement gets you the deal. That's it. He gave the information freely, Conley said. Yes. I don't believe he was bullied. I don't believe he had to cry. I don't believe that he was broken. We went over that the last live when why am I forgetting his name, from Hidden True Crime, John, a psychologist, tells us that he believes what Stacey is saying in these confessions are true and that he was not coerced in any way by law enforcement. And I agree with that. Stacey brought them there. Stacey then confirmed it. Exactly. Brandon, where's Michael? Okay, let's continue with the interview. I don't know how much longer it is, and then we're going to hop into some other stuff that I want to show comparisons with, because it's really important to compare these things.
At that house in the backyard. I told them he was literally buried directly across from the patio.
Mm-hmm.
No, we didn't.
Well, who do you think did this?
I don't know.
He said, go to the patio, go to the right. He didn't say out in the middle. And when he talked here, I actually believed what he was saying. That, it was because they're going to go on and they're going to talk about Michael being in the middle of the yard. And I thought I had caught on to something prior.
I know Adrian has, according to detectives and what I've been told by them, that Adrian has a huge history of human trafficking.
Does anybody here really believe that law enforcement told Stacey Wondra that Adrian was into human trafficking? I personally do not believe that. It is my opinion that he is lying here, but I do believe that Stacey had knowledge of Adrian having something to do with human trafficking.
So I wouldn't put it past him.
Oh.
But the matter of the fact is when and how he would get away with doing something like that, because I have no knowledge of any of this.
Okay. All right. Let me just play this. And this was what they said.
Everybody, I just wanted to start out by saying thank you.
Let me
Of the entire backyard.
I mean, she's your wife. You would have
Deceased. And that
based on evidence.
his remains were buried and later moved from.
So you're not. So you unequivocally left with a duffel bag.
Well,
I mean, she's your wife. You would have some idea.
As of today,
We have watched this, so I just wanted to fast forward through it, but JD Huff says that they do believe that Michael was once buried in the backyard and then moved. He named all 4 suspects, Sarah and Stacey Wondra, Adrian Lucian, and Brandon Shirtliff, of people that had knowledge of Michael's abduction. And then let's continue.
whereabouts of his remains are unknown. However, the investigation is active, fluid, and ongoing.
I mean,
Sarah wanted a baby, right?
She wanted a baby.
Did she take Michael?
I have no idea.
I mean, she's your wife. You would have some.
I mean, he just says right there, I have no idea if Sarah took Michael. Wouldn't he know if Sarah took Michael?
Sarah was also very deceitful and hid everything from me.
Sarah was deceitful and hid everything from him. You can find some truths into little things that Stacey says.
She had a fucking gun she held Tanner Butler up at gunpoint with.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea or any knowledge about the gun that she had. Because Randy Strickland, who was staying with us, asked her to not tell me about it because I was a felon.
Mm-hmm. Is that what you got in trouble for?
Huh?
Is that
I got for having my own gun.
Right. Well, the
Were
main
you
thing
offered a deal, like a cooperation deal?
They offered this before they dug the yard, and they said that they would give me a 15+7, but in the condition that I would tell them where the body is. And I said, I don't know where the body is.
Currently, or you did in the past?
I have never known where the body is.
I have never known where the body is what he says here. But prior to this, he called law enforcement, he gave them the tip, and then he told them directly where to go with very specific instructions.
Somebody in the chat just said that Adrian was left with a duffel bag. You know anything about that?
No, never even knew that he had a duffel bag with him. He had a backpack.
So you unequivocally, absolutely never at any point in your life have seen Michael Vaughan? Never.
I don't even know who this kid was. And that's deep down honest to God with everything in my heart.
Deep down and honest to God, he says. He just, it's so sickening.
I have no idea. I've never seen this kid. I didn't even know he existed. I didn't know who Tyler and Brandi were.
Mm-hmm.
Like, honestly, I've never seen that kid in my day of my life.
His name is Michael Vaughan.
Okay, so Brandon had a duffel bag. Excuse me. What was Brandon doing with the duffel bag?
He had his clothes in it. Like, I watched him when we went to go tow the car. I watched him have an empty duffel bag. It was empty. And I watched him fill it with all of his clothes that he had at our house.
Was it your duffel bag?
No, it was his.
So you're not missing a duffel bag?
Not at all.
Okay.
What about underneath the house?
There was
crawl
a crawl space, but that crawl space literally it was in the walk-in closet from our bathroom.
Right.
That literally had an empty Savage Arms old box from an old 17 that I had.
So this crawl space keeps getting mentioned. Why does it keep getting mentioned? Right? How many times have you guys heard about a crawl space? Okay, so as I was telling you guys earlier, the crawl space, Chris Madonna even asks about the crawl space. Let's watch that real fast. Okay, and let's see, the timestamp on that is at let's see, right about here. So Chris Madonna asks about the crawl space. Let's listen to that.
Slept yet? You've been there all day, huh?
Oh, we've been here since last night.
Holy shit.
So, and here is the crawl space in your bathroom. Did they put him in this crawl space by chance?
I have no idea. I know that the only reason I ever opened it was to put that Savage box in there.
So Chris Madonna says, let's just go over that one more time, okay? Let's see.
Oh, we've been here since last night.
Holy shit.
So, and here is the crawl space in your bathroom. Did they put him in this crawl space by chance?
Did they put him in this crawl space by chance? Again, Chris Madonna is using the word they, and I'm assuming that's because of something that Stacey has told Chris Madonna prior to this FaceTime, okay? But he's wanting to know about this crawl space. So my first question is why? Why is Chris Madonna asking him about the crawl space? What does Chris McDonough know about this crawl space that's leading him to talk about the crawl space? Okay. And then you have Stacey talking about the crawl space. And then in a JLR interview, Brandon talks about the crawl space. Let me see. Okay. And I find this very telling, okay? Listen to Brandon's wording when he talks about this crawl space, because JLR wants to know about the house. The description of the house is what Brandon starts telling him about, but he immediately goes to this crawl space. Why does he go from, oh, it's a 3-bedroom, da 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 da, and then mentions a crawl space? Check it out. I just find it so strange. Would you, if you were describing where you live, would you describe your house and, oh, by the way, the crawl space is in my bedroom in the closet? That's where my crawl space is in my duplex. But if I wanted to describe my duplex, it's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, kitchen and living room. It's a very tiny, maybe 1,000 square foot duplex, maybe a little bit bigger with a garage. But I'm not going to say, hey, by the way, it's also got a crawl space. So listen.
Inside the Wondra house, what does it look like inside there?
What does it look like inside there? JLR asks.
It's just a regular, like, double wide kind of a trailer house. Well, it's not a double wide, but it's a manufactured stick built home. Just a regular 1, 2, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and a garage house.
Do they have a basement?
And they have a crawl space under there.
And they have a crawl space. And he starts making that sentence before JLR even talks about the basement. You're going to describe somewhere that you live. You're going to describe the Wanderer's house, but you're going to, what, just mention the crawl space? Chris McDonough is asking about the crawl space. Why? Why is Chris McDonough asking about the crawl space?
In their master bedroom. You walk in their master bedroom, take a right. 1, 2, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and a garage house.
Do they have a basement?
And they have a crawl space under there in their master bedroom. You walk in their master bedroom, take a right, and there's like this little crawl space right there. And I know that was open one day, and I went in there and looked, and there was like some kind of one of their cats that got down in there and pissed everywhere.
Oh, really?
And you have Stacey and Brandon talking about the facts that the cats get down inside this crawl space and piss down in there. Could that have, kept the dogs from smelling anything from underneath the house down in the crawl space? This is just me speculating for a second and just a question. But it's full of an ammonia smell. If you guys have ever had to clean a cat litter box, they reek. They reek so bad. And I don't know if it could throw a cadaver dog off or not, but there's a reason why Chris is asking about that crawl space. And Brandon's mentioning it, and Stacey's talking about it too. Coincidence? Ask yourself that. Is that a coincidence? I just don't know if it is.
Why were you looking down there?
Because it was open.
Oh, you were just seeing what it was.
Yeah.
What about an attic?
No, the door was open, like they wanted their cats to go down in there or something. Or like that was another. I don't know. I went in.
And JLR even tries to change the subject by mentioning something else, but Brandon's still stuck on this cat or on this crawl space. He keeps talking about it in detail.
Their bedroom and looked to the right one day, and then that thing was open. Their basement crawl space door.
Where's it at in their bedroom? Under their bed? Is it noticeable? Is it hidden?
It's kind of, you go in their bedroom and then you go straight into their master bedroom. There's a shower on the left.
Check Pearl's comment. Hold on 1 second. Going on up. Let me check. Sam, please play the video I just shared. It's from Brandi. Hold on 1 second, Purple. I am not seeing Pearl's comment. And let me see. Oh, check Purple's, not Pearl's comment. Okay, gotcha. Where do I look at that at? Is it on Roundtable or is it Purple Phoenix? It's on Monkey's Army page. It's on both of my channels. Hold on. I'm getting messages. Okay, you guys, hold on 1 second so I can find this. Let me just finish going over this and then I'm going to go over there. But he is not wanting to get off topic here with the crawl space. He just wants to keep talking about it.
And then right when you turn to the right, there's just like this little hatch door that opens.
But if someone just you could see the hatch from the wall, or you could tell something's there. I mean, is it hidden?
It's cut into the carpet, so it's like just a big piece of carpet with like a little square kind of cut out on two sides, and then and it comes open.
Do they have a attic?
No, sir, I don't think they do.
Okay. So, it's on both of your channels. Okay. So I have the link here. Let me just look it up real quick. What's the name of the live, hon? That's what I need to know. Or I could just look up this link. Hold on. I don't know if that's the right link. Bear with me, you guys. Let's see if this works. It says this video isn't available anymore. Hold on a second. Brandi Neal, Brandon Shirtless, let's talk. I'm giving you an opportunity. Tell where Michael is what Brandi just said. I need the name of that live, Purple, if you're still here. It's an update from Brandi. Let me see if I can find it again. Hold on. Oh, it says new update. Okay, hold on one second. Okay, I think I found it, so I'm going to share my screen. Let's find out what this update is. Hold on one second. All right, everybody send some hearts and monkeys and love and prayers to Brandi, please, during this update. Let's check out and see what it is.
Hey everybody, I'm here today. It is Friday, January 24th, 2025. Michael Joseph Vaughan was abducted on July 27th of 2021. It has been 1,277 days since Michael has not been home. For the police department, the FBI, many other agencies have diligently, tirelessly worked.
There's an echo on my end. I don't know if it's got something to do with me in this live or if it's the video that Brandi put up, so I apologize.
Effortlessly to help find Michael and bring him home and get justice for Michael. There have been 4 named suspects in Michael's case. Stacey Wondra, Sarah Wondra, Brandon Shirtliff, and Adrian Lucian. I went and spoke with the prosecuting attorney, Mike Duke's office this afternoon. I saw the complete file documents for the charges for those 4 suspects that will be brought to them. As hard as they were all to see them in words put tears on those papers. Justice is coming. As those papers are drawn, the police department are continuously and still working on leads and suspects that are speaking to law enforcement, as well as other persons of interest in Michael's case. They're doing a tremendous job, all of them, and they're working together. When we stand with them, it was amazing to see, and as heartbreaking it is to see. Nobody's giving up. And those charges, they are coming.
Am I to understand that indictments are going out, Brandi? Is that what you're saying? For these 4 suspects? Is that what I'm understanding, Brandi? Can you give me a thumbs up or a high five? OMG. Oh my God, it is about damn time. Sounds like it, Sarah Suspicious says. That's what I'm wondering. Who said she got double reassurance this morning? Thank you, Zane Lily, for being here. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is not, I can't barely hear what you're saying, Brandi, in this. I know there's another link to another one, but I don't want to go search for it right yet. Hold on.
I saw them in black and white. Thank you, everybody that continues to support the law enforcement and our justice system, our Piatt County justice system. They're going to get justice for Michael. So, Sarah, Stacey, Brandon, Adrian, charges are coming. We know what you did. Tell us where Michael is. Because no matter what, justice will come. And we will find Michael. Monkey's Army will never give up. Thank you, everyone, again for your support. Continue and pray for answers. And please continue to support our law enforcement and the prosecuting attorney who will be trying these suspects in the abduction of our son, Michael Joseph Vaughan. Monkey. Monkey? Baby? I promised. We keep fighting every day. Pinky promise, my love. Be kind, everyone. I'll be in touch.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, everybody.
Brandi. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm bawling my eyes out here. This is amazing news. Amazing news. Brandi. Oh my gosh. The Vaughn family, I am so happy for you right now. And I am also so heartbroken for you right now that you would have to see what the DA's office has in Michael's case. Justice will be served. I really do feel like justice will be served. I'm so sorry. I'm so emotional, you guys. We love you guys so much, and we are going to be praying that these indictments go out, that justice is served for Monkey. Brandi, I love you, sweetheart. I'm so sorry you had to look through all of that paperwork. She says, I love you all very much. Monkey's Army, we are Monkey strong. Promise. Ugh. I'm trying really hard to collect myself here, you guys. Woo. I was not expecting that as the update. Ooh. Goodness. Yes, it is about dang time. Wow, this amazing. I don't even know what to friggin' say. Jesus. I'm just so happy for the family, and I'm heartbroken, and the suspects. Wow, the suspects. No problem, Purple. I had no idea that it was out, that it was coming out tonight or today or nothing. I had no clue. This is amazing friggin' news. I hate to keep saying amazing, but chink chink, those are the cuffs going on the suspects. Seriously. Wow. Oh. Every single one of us has been praying so hard for this, and it's just so, now that the time is here, I can't even imagine what the family is feeling if I'm this emotional. Geez Louise, you guys. Wow. Brandi says, start talking, Brandon Shirtliff. Ready to talk with me? I am waiting. Brandon, if you're here, it's time to start talking. Indictments are coming. I hope you heard that. Michael will get justice. Just know it. I mean, if any of the suspects want to start talking, it's time. Yes, congratulations, Brandi. Those are the words I was looking for. Going to trial. Yes, baby. Only Monkey's Army is not done. I know you've been looking forward to this for a long time, Brandi. Wondering and waiting, when it was going to happen. And it happened January 24th when you found out of 2025. Yes, thank you, God. Blessings and huge love for Brandi. Michael is going to have justice. Brandon, talk with Brandi. You have nothing to lose and a deal to gain. Wow. Today is a day to mark on your calendar. I'm in my feelings, guys. Jeez. Wow. I can't even find my words. I am so OCD. I do everything on my panel with notes. Like, I was not ready to talk about this today because I had no clue at all. Man, Monkey's Army is here, and they are strong, and we're never going away, and we're going to keep fighting. I know there are a lot of people that are going to want to sit in that courtroom right there with Brandi. Tell you what, and the family. And we are here for you if you need anything. Matter of fact, please, if you guys can, there's a link up at the top for the MealTrain for the Vaughan family. Let's use it as a celebration and go over there. If you're in Fruitland or in the area and you can prepare a meal for the family, sign up. If you can donate any money and give gift cards to any of the places mentioned in that money train, let's do so. Let's be there for the family. Let's help get this family healthy while Brandi's getting her transplant. Let's celebrate and let's get these gift cards and get this food moving for this family, okay? We can do it. Callie, thank you so much for being here. If you would like to help, here's the MealTrain link for the Vaughan family. It just got added to chat. Please click that link. They could sure use even more good news and know that their family is going to be secure and stuff while Brandi is fighting her health and getting this transplant. Okay? Whew. I think I found my feelings. I am a crybaby. My husband's laughing at me over there. I am a crybaby. How dare you, Purple? No, I'm just teasing. I really am just teasing. I am a crybaby. You guys may or may not have heard me tear up a couple times in my live, but I just love everybody so much, and I cannot wipe this smile off of my face. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. That is the sound of handcuffs. Damn. Damn. Don't, please, do not take my happiness for not being hurt with the fact that Brandi and the Vaughan family also had to sit there and look through that paperwork at the DA's office. Please don't. But I'm not going to joke. I'm kind of ecstatic right now. They are happy tears, for real. They are. And we are just going to keep sharing anyone that has any information about Michael Joseph Vaughan, please, please, please come forward. If you have any information regarding Michael Vaughan's abduction or any of the suspects, Stacey and Sarah Wondra, Adrian Lucian, or Brandon Shurtleff, now is the time to come forward. We are hearing that big news that indictments are coming soon. 208-642-6006 is the Fruitland Police Department tip line that you can call, or you can email findmichael@fruitland.org. Now's the time, people. Help, help, help. If you're scared, you can remain anonymous. If you find out that indictments go in, then give your tip immediately afterwards if you're worried about one of them coming after you or something. But please bring in some tips, or just bring in the tips. That's what we need, even more, because right now, without not finding Michael's body, we are basing this off of the rest of the evidence. So it's going to be a no-body case for now. And we need all the tips we can get. Any information that we can get on Michael Vaughan, Fruitland Police Department needs it, okay? So please, let's give that tip. Ugh. Yes, justice for Michael. Seashore Girl, hooray. Yes. I don't know if you guys watch. Babe, what's that one show that we watch when they're like, bitches? Breaking Bad. We watch the show Breaking Bad, and when me and my husband get upset with people for doing things, or when we're trying to celebrate bad people getting in trouble, we're always like, bitches. Well, that's what came to mind. That's just how I feel right now. Wow. Okay, so yeah, Leo, bitches, take that. I want to share more information. I'm going to play that update again towards the end for other people that are joining. Update. Brandi goes in, talks to the DA's office, looks at what the DA has, and gets told that they are going to be moving forward in Michael's case. That's where we are right now. Things are going down. Okay? Things are going down. Boom, boom, boom. We are Monkey's Army. We're not going away. Brandon, if you want to talk to Brandi, better do it soon. Or if you want to talk to law enforcement and get a deal, better do it soon. Adrian Lucian, if you're out there listening and you were set up, you better call law enforcement and tell them how you were set up and get a deal. Because according to Stacey Wondra, you helped Sarah dig that hole in the backyard. According to Sarah Wondra, you unalived Michael. Who is going to throw who under the bus? This just turned into more questions. Who's going to throw who under the bus now? Who's going to get the deal? Who's going to talk? Brandi has stage 3 liver failure and needs a liver transplant. And she wants to know, when people start giving these tips, she wants to know for sure that people are going down. I want to know for sure that they're going down. When indictments come out, there's no more running. You're going down. Okay, so we went over this crawl space, okay? I'm going to go back to my live. We'll talk more about this in a minute because I do have some really important stuff to share. It is so very important. Wow, I don't even know if I can keep going. Damn, this is such good news. Anyway, Chris Madonna asks Stacey about the crawl space. We've heard Stacey talk about the crawl space. We've heard Brandon now. I just played it. Talk about the crawl space. He can't even finish. He starts describing the house and mentions the crawl space. Who does that? When JLR wants to switch the conversation around, he's still going off about the crawl space. So my question was and is, why is Chris Madonna talking about the crawl space? I love you, girlfriend. I've got a smile on my face and a broken heart that you had to find out what's in the DA office today. But my prayers are with you. I'm with you so much right now. You and your family deserve to have justice for Michael. And it couldn't have come at a better time, Mama. Keep fighting. Keep fighting for yourself. Okay? Get that rest that I know you need sometimes. Ugh. So, like I was saying, Brandon goes off about this crawl space and stuff. All right. Now, I want to show this. Baby, could you turn on the light in the kitchen now? I started in the afternoon and now it's getting dark. I got about 40 minutes left because I think Josh is going live in 40 minutes. So, okay. Let me see where I'm at. So, oh my God, I'm so lost. I don't even know what to do. I will find my place here, okay? So, this is very interesting. Brandi, if you're still here, this one might be a hard one. We're going to be talking about Brandon and that guest room. Just to let you know. So trigger warning for anybody that hasn't seen this or heard this yet. This is part of the confession videos that went out last week that I want to talk about because I found something that specifically was said by Stacey in another interview, and I'm wondering if it has something to do with this. Thank you, Callie, for the trigger warning. Thank you so much. I know I'm speechless, Connie. I really am, but I'm finding my words. Here we go. Let's take a look at this.
You guys, when you came back, why did you come back here?
So Chris Madonna is at the Wondra's house, and he's asking Stacey, so why did they come back here? Here being the Wondra's house, okay? I've really been wanting to talk about this specific thing, okay?
What do you mean came back there?
Yeah, I mean, like the next day, like you shared with.
I mean, like the next day, like you shared with us.
That, Brandon put him in the guest room, bound up, but then the next day, they moved him back here.
Well, let's rewind this just a little bit. I hate to do that. I know it's hard to listen to. Please protect your mental health.
The next day, they moved him back here. Brandon put him in the guest room.
Brandon put him in the guest room. There's no guest room at the Wondras. It's a 3-bedroom. Brandon had a bedroom. Adrian had a bedroom. Stacey and Sarah had a bedroom. So what guest room? I am assuming and speculating here when I say I believe he is talking about the guest room at Tina Mariel's house, at Brandon's mom's house, because they go to Kuna that night. And is Chris Madonna talking about the first night that Michael was abducted? I would love to see your opinions on this. If you believe this is the night in which Michael was abducted that Chris is talking about here, because I don't know. I really feel like it kind of is.
Bound up, but then the next day they moved him back here.
Brandon bound Michael up and put him in the guest room. Like I said, I'm assuming this is Tina Mariel's house. And then why? Why did they move him back here? Meaning the Wondras. So if that would have been the next day, that would have been the day after Michael was abducted. Why was he moved back to the Wondras? In my personal opinion, being a criminal, I'm not bringing Michael back to my house. Very ignorant move. Thank God on their part. But I found this in another statement by Stacey talking about Brandon. And I had already wondered this. Now, this is my own speculation here. Was Michael bound up by Brandon, like Stacey says, with duct tape? And I'm so sorry, you guys. And then, did something happen? Did Michael end up suffocating on the duct tape or aspirating? Again, I'm sorry, trigger warning, you guys, please. I know this is so hard to talk about. And then it was an accidental. I mean, because they took Michael for a reason. So why would they hurt him immediately? Was it an accident when Brandon bound him up? And this is the reason that I am wondering this, okay? This is why I'm wondering.
What would Brandon have to lie about? What would Brandon have to lie about? Probably everything. I think that he's trying to perhaps make a cover up for his fuck up, and I think he's just being deceitful about everything. I think he's trying to. I think he knows.
Trying to cover up his fuck up. Could that have been Brandon's mess up? Is that what we're talking about here? He bound Michael up and something happened. And even though they abducted him, did Brandon accidentally unalive him when he bound him up?
Probably everything. I think that he's trying to perhaps make a cover up for his fuck up, and I think he's just being deceitful about everything. I think he's trying to. I think he knows that he's probably maybe guilty.
I hate speculating, and I've been doing it a lot, but I'm really, really wondering if something happened to Michael that night. Thank you, Buckeye Mama, for being here. Sam, thank you for everything you do for Monkey, Brandi, and Tyler, Blue, and Buggy. Oh, thank you, Buckeye. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, if this was the night that Michael got abducted, and then something like that happened, we know they went over there the next morning. They've all said they went over there the next morning, that Sarah and Brandon went back. Remember, because Brandon was supposedly going back over there to switch his laundry that he washed that night in Kuna when they went to go tow the truck. or his car back. They go over there the next morning to do that. I do not understand why a suspect would bring Michael back to the neighborhood where he was abducted from. I mean, that was really ignorant, but like I said, thank God it was an ignorant move on their part. That's not very smart. And then when they brought him back, I'm assuming at that point he is already unalive, because how many people do you guys think was out there looking for Michael the second day he was missing? Come on, hundreds and thousands of people are out there looking for this little kid. They even had helicopters out the second day Michael was abducted. Helicopters. I know, it's actually really hard to speak any theories when Brandi is here, but she is here because she wants to let the world know that she went into the DA's office today and they told her that they are moving forward with Michael's case. Indictments are coming. Indictments are coming. Plain and simple. And you also have Stacey Wondra saying things like, if he's not there, maybe he's at Brandon's house, meaning Brandon's mom's house, in the backyard next to a tree. So it really makes you wonder what's going on here. Okay, and then you have Stacey talking about Michael not being in the backyard on true crime or hidden true crime.
That I gave the detectives was nowhere even relatively close to the shed. I told them that he was buried directly outside, like in the middle of the yard, directly across, right when you walk off the patio. And I knew he wasn't there, which is why they didn't find anything.
I knew he wasn't there, he says.
1,000,000,000% positive he was back here in this backyard.
Yes. I mean, that's where Sarah had buried him.
Is there any reason why you would, because you will be asked, why you would lie about that?
No, there wouldn't be any reason I would ever lie about that. That, to my knowledge, that's where he was buried at.
You guys see the difference here? We are comparing confessions. And Stacey Wondra's words are laced with deceit. Full of lies. Thank you, Callie. I wasn't even going to play. I had a playlist already created for the other night's live. And I had a few things that I wanted to talk about. And everything happens for a reason. I always say that. I always believe that. I stopped my live early, or not early, because I was already 2 hours in, and said, you know what, I'll throw up another live Thursday or Friday. So that's why I'm here doing that, keeping my promise to everybody here. And between then and now, I was able to find those clips of Brandon and Stacey. And to me, it just fit, because I really want to know why Chris Madonna is asking about a crawl space. And Brandon mentions that crawl space. Stacey mentions that crawl space too. And then you have, you know, when did Brandon bind up Michael in that guest room? That guest room wasn't at the Wondras. And that just makes you wonder even more. What does Tina Marille know? What does Brandon's mom know? You know, in a recording that is being played over on Dolly Vision right now, it's a recording that PJ Vision had with Sarah. Sarah says that they called and spoke with Tina Marille and that she unlocked the house that night. Now, you can't take Sarah's word for that, because you also know that they talked about going in through the garage. They've talked about going in the side of the house. But what does Tina Marie know? Did she know they were there that night? Did she know they were there to tow a car? Does she know that Michael was bound up in her guest room at her house? Was anything out of place, or was the yard shifted in any way, shape, or form in Tina Marie's backyard when she got home? She will also go to jail for hindering this case if she does not start speaking now and suspects start coming out and saying, you know, Tina Marie knew this or that. Just think about that, Brandon. You might want to start talking before your mom gets thrown under the bus. Or maybe your mom is one of those people that J.D. Huff is speaking about when he says, we know there's other people out there that know things. What does your mom know? If you told her something, you put your mom in a lot of trouble because she's having to keep your secrets. Secrets she may not even want to keep, but she is to protect you. Or she's trying to protect her reputation. Did you tell her anything? Or did she just know? Because cadaver dogs hit at your mom's house, Brandon. And they hit at the Wondras. $100,000,000%. Are you sure he was in the backyard? Chris Madonna says. And he says yes. And we know, Adrian, you're out there saying you got set up. Well, here it is. They're setting you up.
But said Stacey did it all?
No, she said Stacey murdered him and buried him.
Oh my.
And there's Sarah throwing Stacey under the bus.
My God, dude, that is the most. Wow, man. That's definitely not what I did. I didn't do any of that. And you're gonna find out as soon as you guys locate him. Like I said, I wanted no part in that. None.
Is the duct tape still gonna be over his mouth?
It should be.
Okay.
I didn't watch take them off.
Okay.
So you should have everything intact as it was.
How long, give me an approximate time frame it took her to dig and bury?
I don't know, I'd say probably between a half hour to an hour-ish. I want to say, I mean, I think Adrian was helping her if I'm right about that. I mean, Adrian's pretty, Brandon wasn't anywhere around that. But I know Adrian's, pretty decent, skinny dude, so he's, his abilities, and he's taller, so his abilities are a little more, spread open, wide open than.
Okay. Okay.
Adrian, you're getting thrown under the bus for digging a hole. According to Stacey, you're also getting thrown under the bus by Sarah when she says that you were the one who unalived Michael. It's time for people to start talking. If you have any information, the telephone number to call is 208-642-6006 or email findmichael@fruitland.org. You can remain anonymous. You can even collect a reward that is now over $52,000 for information leading investigators to Michael or to, I guess, the arrests of any suspects with proof. We're Monkey's Army. We're not going anywhere. There is amazing news today. Amazing news. I'll share in just a second. So abducting him, you were all for duct taping and stashing him at Tina's. You were okay with burying him. You wanted no part of? Yeah. Yeah, I'm wondering if Tina gets in trouble too. Because I think she knows something. It's time for Brandon and Adrian to start talking. First one to come out and start talking is going to get a deal. Stacey thought he was going to get a deal. He turned in the tip that Michael was in his backyard. And lo and behold, somebody deceived him. Somebody got Michael out of the Wanderer's backyard and put him somewhere else. Who was it? Like I said earlier, we've got questions. Who abducted Michael? Does the rumor that Sarah walked in with Michael on her hip hold any truth? Abducted Michael? Who hurt Michael? Why was Michael abducted? Who buried Michael? Who moved Michael? And the biggest question of all, where's Michael Joseph Vaughan? The Vaughan family wants to know. His mother, his father, his brother, his two sisters want to know where Monkey is. Brandon, if you moved Monkey and you know where he is, because you could be the only person that knows where he is, giving out that information may very well keep you out of prison for the rest of your life. Hell, it may even take the death penalty off the table. Adrian, if you know anything, it's time for you to come forward. Tell law enforcement why you were set up. Does Michael abduction have anything to do with S trafficking? Does it have something to do with Sarah wanting a child? Does it have something to do, like John Mathias said, that it could have possibly been for an SA assault? God help him. Never wish that on any child or human ever. Why was he taken? Michael Joseph Vaughan was abducted July 27th, 2021. It's been over 3 years. You think when Stacey finds out all of this information, and he will, because we know people talk to him, you think he's going to sit in there and stay quiet, Brandon? Adrian? I heard Sarah knows about this confession that came out last week. She's pretty pissed off. How long is she going to stay quiet? I just don't believe, like Josh always says, that Stacey Wondra's balls were crushed by a bull, and that's why he can't have kids. Let's hear the good news again. And Brandon, if you're listening, for real, it's time for you to start talking. Zane Lilly says here, so was it Brandon or Adrian who walked into PD to talk after Stacey's confession dropped? Don't know. And I don't think anybody walked in. They just said that they received, what was it? Darn it, I had it. Maybe I still have it. Hold on. Let's see what it says. Hold on. Do I still have it? I hope I didn't delete it. I still had that information. Says reached out. Here it is.
Know that one of those 4 suspects in the case has reached out to the Fruitland Police Department today after that footage was released.
Reached out to law enforcement. Whoops. Yeah, reached out to law enforcement afterwards. Let's hear the good news again. I did find it on Monkey's Army, so I'm going to try sharing it from there to see if we get a much clearer version. I don't know if it was playing well for you guys, but it was not playing well on my end. And I would really like to hear this again, and hopefully it's a little bit more clear in this recording. Let's see.
Hey everybody, I'm here today. It is Friday, January 24th, 2025. Michael Joseph Vaughan was abducted on July 27th of 2021. It has been 1,277 days since Michael has not been home. Fruitland Police Department, the FBI, many other agencies have diligently, tirelessly worked effortlessly to help find Michael and bring him home and get justice for Michael. There have been 4 named suspects in Michael's case: Stacey Wondra, Sarah Wondra, Brandon Shirtlett, and Adrian Lucian. I went and spoke with the prosecuting attorney, Mike Duke's office this afternoon. I saw the complaint file documents for the charges for those 4 suspects that will.
She is saying she saw the paperwork that the DA office has, including the charges.
Be brought to them.
That will be brought to them. Such amazing news.
As hard as they were all to see them in words, but tears on those papers. Justice is coming. As those papers are drawn, Fruitland Police Department are continuously and still working on leads and suspects that are speaking to law enforcement, as well as other persons of interest in Michael's case. They're doing a tremendous job, all of them, and they're working together. And we stand with them.
So Fruitland Police Office is still working on this case while they're dotting their I's, crossing their T's, getting everything ready to put forth to start, rolling in that paperwork for indictments. So if you have a tip, it is so important for you to bring that tip to law enforcement. 208-642-6006, $52,000 reward. You can call anonymous, or you can even email find Michael at fruitland.org. Now's the time. Let's do this.
It's amazing to see, and as heartbreaking it is to see. Nobody's giving up. And those charges, they are coming. I saw them in black and white.
Those charges are coming, and Brandi said she saw them in black and white. This is amazing news, you guys. This is so amazing, and my heart is so full for the Vaughan family right now, because you can taste the justice coming.
Thank you, everybody that continues to support the law enforcement and our justice system, our Piatt County justice system. They're going to get justice for Michael. So, Sarah, Stacey, Brandon, Adrian, charges are coming. We know what you did. Tell us where Michael is.
She says, we know what you did. Now it's time for somebody to tell this family and to tell law enforcement where Michael is. They know what you did. Looks like whoever may have came in last week and started talking to me. Because somebody is talking. I have a feeling. I don't think it's just a coincidence that these confession tapes come out or recordings come out, and just a week later, DA is ready to come forward after one of the 4 suspects reached out to law enforcement. I just don't think that's a coincidence. Matter of fact, you may not get the deal, but just in case, you might want to come forward.
Because no matter what, justice will come. And we will find Michael. Monkey's Army will never give up. Thank you everyone again for your support. Continue and pray for answers. And please continue to support our law enforcement and the prosecuting attorney who will be trying these suspects in the abduction of our son, Michael Joseph Vaughan. Monkey, baby, I promised. We keep fighting every day. Pinky promise, my love. Be kind, everyone. I'll be in touch.
Yep, that's what got me last time. Was her pinky promise to Michael. She was going to find justice for him. I just love it so much for her. Brandi's here and she's waiting to talk to Brandon. If you're here, Brandon. So sad that she had to see what was on there. But I know she is happy for keeping that promise to Monkey. It has meant everything to her. She's so strong, and she is so sick, and here she is fighting for her son, like she promised him she would do. We're never giving up. We're never going to keep spreading the word. Just because indictments come, just because charges are coming, doesn't mean we quit. It just means we get stronger. I'm sorry if that was low. The volume did not go up anymore. I did try to turn it up. It wasn't working. We love you, Brandi and family, praying for justice and for all y'all's needs to be met. Brandi, you are what great mothers are supposed to be like. Justice for Michael Monkey Vaughan. If you can, if you have any way of helping the Vaughan family, please click the link at the top. We are trying very hard to put together, well, it's already been put together. Oh, see, I'm losing my words again. I can't think after watching that again. There is a MealTrain for the Vaughn family. You can donate money through gift cards, Visa. There's Panera, I think. There's quite a few different restaurants that you can purchase gift cards for. If you're in the or in the area, you can purchase food for drop-offs. There's schedules and stuff in there. Please do anything you can to help the family during this difficult time while Brandi is healing and waiting for her liver transplant. And after the transplant, they are going to need more help, because I'm assuming that the family will have to be there with her. Tyler won't be able to go to work. He'll have to take care of the kids so Brandi can rest up and take care of Brandi. So a lot going on. I know Josh from the lab is having a show tonight also. Starts in 9 minutes. I would ask you guys all to go over to the lab's channel, and the MealTrain link just got added. If you weren't able to click it up at the top, I'm about to put Josh's link in the bottom here. Again, the lab got credit. Justice for All, Clutch Them Pearls, Justin got credit. So did Hidden True Crime and JLR. Excuse me one moment. Oh, excuse me. In the description box, the MealTrain link is also in the description box of this live. Please make sure to hit your notifications. So if I decide to have a spur of the moment live, you make sure you get your notification and hit that like button on your way out this evening. And if you really like this show, please become a member. We are growing so much here on Missing Pacific Northwest Crimes Revisited, and I am so happy to do what I do. It's sad to cover kids, but these kids need awareness. I didn't know about Michael Vaughan when I first started this case, and I am right here in Washington and he's in Idaho. So kids have to have awareness. We have to keep sharing their stories. So please keep sharing Michael. I'm also going to throw up a link for Michael Vaughan's Facebook group that I have for him, where I do share information about Michael, about Michael's case. Where is that? Right here. If you ever need to go over there and just take a picture to paste, to copy and paste like a flyer or a picture that you're using for a live, if you're a creator, because anybody is allowed to use any of the information that I share here about Michael. No need to reach out with me. I already give everybody permission to share anything about any of the missing kids. Brandi is here. She says, thank you everyone so much. Please keep sharing. Thank you, Pacific Northwest Crimes Revisited. You are incredible. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Brandi. I just love you to pieces. I love your family. I am just so blessed to be working on his case and that I was asked. I feel blessed that the community has, really welcomed me with open arms. Just don't stop sharing Michael, okay? Because here's the thing. Now that charges are coming out, we have to share him more. I know it sounds crazy because everybody is sharing right now, especially since the confessions came out last week, but now we have to share even more because we can't let people in Fruitland, Idaho, forget Michael while charges are coming out, while court starts and all that. The community has to be Michael's voice now. So share his flyer. Any flyer you can find. There's one in particular. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I have it in here. Hold up. It has the 4 suspects on it. I know I have it here. Let me find it. Here it is. You can find this on the Michael Vaughan Facebook. You can find this if you look up Brandi Neal Vaughan on Facebook. She shares this. This has the 4 suspects on it, okay? Right now, I really believe this is the best flyer that we could be sharing because it has their faces on it. So please grab a flyer, share it on social media, whether it's once a week, every other week, once a month, it doesn't matter. The more you share and the more you ask people to share it from any of your social media sites, it will grab a hold of the community in Fruitland that needs to be there for Michael right now. Because now is so much more important than these past 3.5 years. Because now the community has to stand up. They have to make sure that the jury, that the judge, that the DA, they're all doing their jobs. Okay? It is so, so, so important. If you have any information regarding the suspects, Sarah and Stacey Wondra, Brandon Shirtliff, or Adrian Lucian, please come forward. Share that tip now. It is so very important. Please continue to share everywhere you can. Everywhere. Everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. We need that. Call in the tip 208-642-6006 or find Michael at fruitland.org. Email. Okay? We got some great news today. So amazing. So, so amazing. Justice is coming for Michael Joseph Vaughan and the Vaughan family. Like I said, I can taste it. I hope you can too. Please go over to Josh and watch his live. Starts at 6 o'clock in just a few minutes. So I'm going to hop off here. I'm going to end like I always end with a beautiful song for Monkey. Level-headed. Thank you for being here. Levi. Good news. I'm so, so happy. Brandi went from being a victim to being a leader for justice, righteousness, and strength. She absolutely did. Thank you, Purple, for showing me. I actually got a message earlier from someone when it was a link. I didn't know what the link was because I was doing a live. I don't think she knew that I was live. Otherwise, I would have shared it way sooner. But I'm thankful for all of you for being here at Missing PNW. I love you guys. Thank you guys all so much for being here as I cried and cried about the good news. Charges are going to come out on all 4 suspects. The DA's office let Brandi look through and she got to talk to them about everything. It's just so, wow. I'm lost for words again, you guys. I'm going to just keep stuttering over myself if I don't get off here. I love you guys. Thank you guys all for being here. Oh, here we go for the DA's office. Good night, everybody.